What is up, good people, and welcome to CrypTalk, the UG podcast show where we talk about the NFT gaming scene. Well, I am your host, Jay Perillo, and for this episode, we will get to know what Unlocked is. Now, joining us for this episode is an e-commerce consultant with a passion for Web3 and creating guilds. He climbed the success ladder with dedication, and I can say with confidence that he was able to achieve everything that he set his eyes on. And now he will be sharing his success with us through Unlocked. Let's all welcome the co-founder of Unlocked, Carlos Otterman. How are you, Carlos? Welcome to the show.
Hey, JP, thank you so much for having me. It's amazing. I've watched some of your reviews and videos, and I've learned a lot thanks to you guys. So actually, part of that passion for Web3 comes from learning from it and hearing about it from you guys. Thank you so much.
Wow, it's an honor, man. It means a lot coming from you. Well, but we are all curious to know, how's the market treating you so far?
Can't complain. Honestly, we just need to zoom out. It's been a few years in the market, and yeah, the last few months are challenging, but you look at where we're coming from and everything that has happened, right? I think it's still fine. Sometimes we get a bit spoiled, but still okay. Yeah, it's a bad couple of weeks, but still surviving and still excited for what's next.
Right. Yeah, I like how you say that sometimes we got a little bit spoiled there. Yeah, that is actually true. Well, with your expertise, I'm sure a lot of our viewers will be learning a thing or two about their next step with their crypto journey. Now, can you tell us what Unlocked is?
Definitely. So we are a decentralized cross-chain protocol that provides NFT liquidity for NFTs that are any type of utility, art, DeFi, metaverse. Our approach is very simple. We want everyone to borrow against their NFTs. So the objective is just for people, and especially in this region, right? People that have NFTs, that have a set of digital assets, to be able to borrow against them instantly, and keeping all the perks of owning the assets, right? You can continue playing the assets, you can continue owning them, you can claim any airdrops, whatever you want. So that's what we do in a nutshell. And honestly, we really believe that this can be the future of borrowing and lending in this region, because there are so many people that have NFTs and just don't have access to credit or even banks, but they have NFTs, and we want them to have access to borrowing.
Oh, that's great. Well, since you've mentioned airdrop, I believe that you guys are hosting your own airdrop currently, and that is very exciting. How long will it run?
So it's going to run for the next few weeks. We haven't finalized the date for our IDO. Will most likely happen in a couple of months. But the idea is that we're going to be giving early access and early perks to those that first start sharing and engaging and inviting others to try and to go into our platform. Second, as soon as we launch the MVP, we'll have user rewards and community engagement. So the objective is that as soon as we start piloting, and we're looking at launching our MVP by June, we will do both airdrop contests for those that are sharing, and you can already go today and claim and start sharing with people and get your airdrop points. But especially once we launch it and it goes live, we will be giving additional points to anyone that's engaging. So we don't just want people to share with their friends and to engage, but we also want them to utilize the protocol once it goes live.
Yeah. All right. That's great. Well, organic system. You're creating an organic system that I think could work beautifully. Now, how are the services provided by Unlocked different from other existing platforms?
They are very different. And there are three main things that makes us special. Number one, you can keep ownership of your NFTs. This is extremely important because most people in this region are using NFTs to earn, to play, to even claim airdrops, to do things, right? Many of them have them staked. And we understand that NFTs are assets. So we want people to keep ownership of those assets. That's something that pretty much nobody has done before, right? Second, give instant loans. And this is something especially important for us. We provide instant loans. You can claim and redeem on the spot. anyone that has been trying to borrow and anyone that has been trying to utilize NFT protocols out there has been so frustrated. I've tried this myself, and that's one of the reasons why we started this. It takes 5 days, 6 days to even get an offer. The offers are very unreasonable. So our objective is fixing this and making sure that everyone has access to instant loans. And having access to instant loans reduces the friction and really empowers people, right? And lastly, we really care about NFTs. We are all users. We are super passionate about this. And that's why we don't do floor pricing. All our appraisal models are based on real trades. I always give the same example, right? This is like owning a car and getting your offers for that car based on the cheapest model of the brand, right? It doesn't make any sense. If you own a great NFT, you need to get the real value of that. Imagine owning a Mystic Axie, right? Or imagine owning like a top 5% rarity Cyball or any of these things and getting offers based on the value of the floor. It doesn't make any sense, right? So that's something we're going to fix. All our appraisal is always done based on the real trades and the value. That makes a big difference for all of you out there.
Well, I'm sure that it will be very helpful to every NFT owners out there, because that is one of the things that we all struggle with. You know, sometimes if you got an NFT and you need money, you have to settle for the floor price of that NFT if you want to sell it quick. But now here comes your service to give it a fair pricing, right?
Exactly.
All right. Now,
super important.
that is right. We've seen a tremendous growth in terms of popularity of the crypto, NFT, and the whole NFT gaming scene. And we'd like to know your impressions on the Philippine scene in terms of Web3 gaming.
Philippines is amazing, and I think it's even easier for me to say this as a foreigner, right? I've been living here for the last 7 years, and what's been interesting is understanding that every single person in this country is so lucky to be exposed to this, right? Philippines went from being a country that imported most of these trends, most of these technologies, to being a country that exported it, right? And some of the largest blockchain companies in the world are based here or have massive presence here, right? So it's just unbelievable. Philippines is one of the best use cases, and you see that people are so good. Every day, even this morning, I was having coffee and someone was playing Pegaxi next to me. And they were good. I mean, you just see it, you live it, right? There's no doubt that first, Philippines is one of the largest markets by number of MetaMask users, by number of accounts, in terms of transactions. But also, Philippines is one of the most sophisticated where people go full circle. You see people really using SLP to pay. You see them actually interacting with this. Especially for NFTs and metaverse, this is the country with the highest percent ownership of NFTs. So I think that's amazing. And we don't even realize how privileged and lucky we are to be part of this and to be in a country where people are just experiencing it and really engaging with all these games, with all these collections, all these NFTs more than anyone, right? And you're seeing a lot of local brands actually developing that. You have board punks, you have all the YGG ecosystem, you have everything that you guys have been doing at United Gamers, you have Peter, you have some of the largest companies in the world, and these are homegrown products, right? With they're truly Pinoy, with very, very fun and very engaging marketing, right?
Right. Well, you've mentioned a couple of games there. So are there any promising crypto games that you think could have great potential in the Philippine market?
There are so many. And the thing is, I can't even keep up. I spend like so much time every day trying to find the next one, right? I'm personally very excited about crypto unicorns. I've been playing and I've been like really loving everything they've been doing and their branding. But there are about 20 new games coming up, right? I think what's going to be interesting now is to see how many of these games really click and resonate with the market. Sometimes games take a while to launch. I've been buying into so many of these games and then they're still not live, right? I'm really excited about Illuvium. I think it's going to be amazing. The gameplay looks really cool. And My Pet Hooligan is working on something big. I personally love their branding, and I think it's going to be really exciting. And when I look at the things that Filipinos like and the fun, the type of gameplay that they're planning, I think this should be the biggest ones. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're glad to get to know those things. Now that we've talked about the popularity of the whole crypto and the NFT gaming scene in the Philippines, do you think that the Philippines is the new crypto hub?
I don't think so. I believe so. I
Oh, wow.
genuinely think that this is an objective statement. It's no longer about thinking or what people say. It's just looking at the numbers. There's no
Right.
doubt. I was in NFT New York last October, and you told people that you came from the Philippines, and they were like, "Hey, come here, tell me about it. How does it look? How does it sound? What are people doing?" It's really became like it's gotten to a point where it's become the hub of innovation and also
Hmm.
the hub of real use cases. Because there's a lot of innovation happening in many places, but here is where the adoption and the connection between the new products and what people do really happens, right? That's why I think it's
Right.
so exciting, because these are real businesses, and these are
Hmm.
businesses that are changing lives. There are millions of people that are using this, right? So it's not just about millions of people using it, but the way they use it is so deep. There's no doubt that Philippines is a crypto hub, and that's why I'm so excited to launch Unlock here, right? Because I really believe that it's gonna empower people and that it's gonna get people to do something that they've been wanting to do.
All right. So, with everything that you've just said, currently, what are your goals in setting up the crypto market in the Philippines?
Three very, very basic goals. Number one, we want to partner up. That's why we're
Hmm.
partnering up with you guys. We're partnering up with some of the largest guilds. We're partnering up with collectors. We want everyone to try and test. Our approach is as a service. We want to service the community. We want to support everyone, and we want to create experiences, right? Number two, want to reward early birds, and we want to leverage the community. The crypto PH community is amazing, and we think that just by getting all these people that suffer this problem today, they
Hmm.
have NFTs that sometimes are worth millions of pesos and they cannot
Right.
borrow. We want to fix that, and we want to leverage the community. We want to integrate with everyone. For example, we've been integrating with blockchain space for all their guild platforms, for all their activities. We want to integrate with meta sports for their leagues, getting access to players, getting access to some of the clubs. We want to give early bird rewards. We want everyone in the Philippines to enjoy this, to give us feedback, to be a super user. That feedback will go and roll out in many other markets, right? So we want to leverage this opportunity and see how people behave. Lastly, we really want to be seen as a protocol that helps people and that drives financial adoption, right? So we want to be very present in activities. We want to give special promos and discounts. We want to activate everyone to try this out, and that's why we're partnering with some games, and we're actually trying to integrate as much as possible, even with some marketplaces, so that it becomes very easy for people to automatically avail of it, and they see the objective of driving grassroots NFTs. We're here for the next 10 years of NFT market, for the next 10 years of NFT growth. So we want to partner up and to be a very, very active part of the community.
Wow, that is super exciting. Well, of course, with everything in life, you know that there will always be challenges, right? So, what are the challenges you foresee in the Philippines with establishing the crypto scene?
Well, we have three main goals. Number one is working very, very closely with the community. We see ourselves as a platform, so we want to set up
Mhm.
all the key partnerships with guilds, with games, with all the different companies that are in this ecosystem. We are learning from this market, and we are actually using Philippines as a key test market where we can get all these insights. And it's very important for us to join all the crypto PH activities, even events. We're constantly engaging and making sure that we are seen as part of the community, right?
Mhm.
Second, we have a very big goal of rewarding the right partners and integrating. So we are currently integrating with different partners, especially on the marketplaces, platform, and many of the infrastructure, for example, blockchain space or metasports, that have access to large numbers of customers, not large numbers of users and players and holders, because we want to make it seamless. Our vision is that borrowing against your NFT should be very, very simple, and that should be allow you to buy assets, or that should allow you to actually buy real life assets. We think that if someone has 1 million pesos worth of NFTs, they should be able to go and borrow against that and buy a motorbike in real life if they want, whatever they want, right? But in order to do that, we need very good integrations as well to get to the next level, right? to really get the right games, so it's easy to borrow from against those games, to get the right partners, marketplaces, and to really grow the user base, right? And lastly, what's very important for us right now is, as the Philippines market is so big today, we want to drive financial inclusion. We want to be seen as a company that's supporting and that's really creating grassroots activities. We don't only care about how much volume is going through the protocol, how much borrowing amounts are there. We want everyone to try. And in fact, one of our big objectives and big strategies in the future is to allow people to borrow even very small amounts, to borrow against the NFTs, just to try it out, just to have access. And our objective here is really driving grassroots adoption and making sure that no matter whether you're big or small, as long as you have NFTs, you have access to this. And we really, as I was mentioning earlier, we really act as the bank of the metaverse, and we really drive people to try NFTs. We feel that if we give the right experience, if we show the opportunity here, a lot of people will actually end up buying NFTs. Many people today tell us that, hey, NFTs have a high opportunity cost, or if I put my money there, then I cannot use it. So in a way, we believe in the mission. We are here for the next 10 years. We think that the market is going to explode and that many things will end up being done in the form of an NFT. So we need to do our part, driving the market, getting people to try, and showing them that, hey, there's extra value and extra liquidity. If you own an NFT now, you're still able to get some loans against that and to do things with it, right?
Well, that is so exciting, and I'm glad that you mentioned the driving force behind your whole movement, because with you guys having that noble cause of helping the Filipinos have a better utility with the NFTs that they have, or the future NFTs that they will have, I'm sure success is right there in the corner. Well, now I'm sure that you get this question a lot, because of course with everything in life there will always be challenges. So what are the challenges you foresee in the Philippines in terms of establishing the crypto scene?
There are, and there will always be, but that's also what makes it exciting, right? It's important to keep in mind that none of these challenges are impossible to overcome, right? And that's what makes these projects exciting, right? The first challenge is that even if people are very aware, and there are a lot of people using cryptocurrencies and engaging with this, DeFi can be somehow intimidating to some people, especially protocols, lending, depositing an asset. That's why user experience is one of our main objectives. We want to make this seamless, we want to make it very easy, and we want people to simply deposit their NFT and it goes straight into a smart contract, they get the instant loan, and it's very simple. It's very important to overcome that fear and that barrier that people sometimes feel like, and we hear this a lot. We've been doing customer focus groups. They tell us, wow, the experience in blockchain products is not very good. It's intimidating. It looks like if you're not an IT, or if you're not a programmer, a developer, an engineer, you don't know how to use it, right? That's definitely a challenge. That's something we want to fix, right? Second, there is a challenge that we're currently working on with getting to the right customers. That's why our objective is partnering, right? If you look at the complexity of what we're trying to do, we could spend 1 year just thinking about what's the best way to give a loan, what's the best way to assess the risk. That's why the biggest challenge is, how do you focus on what matters? Your users, your core, your community. And that's why we've partnered up both with appraisal protocols, with different platforms and marketplaces to sell the items. We've partnered every step of the way to make it easy and to grow fast. We want to get this protocol going as fast as possible, and we want to be available within 1 or 2 months. So that challenge, I feel, is more like self-inflicted, but it's very typical when you want to launch something like this. You love to develop things and to create complexity. And that's why we're so grateful that so many companies like you guys are helping us taking this off the ground and really kicking up as fast as possible, kicking not just the event and the activities, but kicking adoption and getting people to really be exposed to this, to get excited about it, because we believe that as a platform, we're here in the community to connect all different stakeholders, and we want to focus on what we do best: driving the community, getting people to use this, and anything else is a distraction, right?
Right. Well, as a DAO, I'm sure UG will always be there in terms of supporting you guys with everything that you need. So yeah, just hit us up, and we'll be more than happy to be there for you guys. Well, I have this one very important question for you, especially coming from someone who's as successful as you are. For those who wants to get into the whole crypto space, now, what do you think is the importance of learning how to invest?
I think it's really important, but what you really need to do is to be in the community and to use your products. When I started investing and when I started buying NFTs, I always thought that this was like very scientific. You needed to look at all these different technical charts. The reality is that the first thing you need to do is to use this thing, buy tokens from games, from products, from services that you like, that you enjoy, that you have used, that you see other people using, right? Sometimes we all fall for some pump and dump. We'll fall from like the flavor of the month, something that sounds very shiny, sounds very exciting. It's important to look for things that are real, right? And investing is critical, but you're in a space where you need to be extra careful, right? So it's very important to learn how to invest, but I would even say to learn how to invest is very important to be there, to utilize things, and to start to be a bit more discerning. What are things that people use? How are these tokens capturing value? How are people making money? How are the others using it? I like to look a lot how many wallets are interacting with these, what are their partners, because it's very important in this space to make sure that people are legit. And that's why you guys educate people so much, because you're showing these are the projects out there, these are the trends, these are the things. So you're basically helping everyone to invest, but not just invest, anyone can invest, but invest with the right horizon, with the right understanding and the right people in mind. You're making sure that they put their money into projects that, of course, could be worth a lot, but for sure, they aren't going to zero because they are real backers, they are real users, and there's value there, right? So sometimes investing is really about knowing how to surround yourself and making, of course, do your own research, but making sure that you capture and understand how things work and who are the customers, right?
Right. I agree with everything that you said. And especially in the NFT gaming scene, we always hear the phrase, what you just mentioned, Dior, or do your own research.
Yeah.
And frankly, not a lot of people will do that on their own. That's why it's nice that we have, multiple platforms like UG where they can watch live videos about certain projects, ask their questions, interact with the community and educate themselves. Well, that is it for this episode of CrypTalk. Of course, thank you guys for tuning in, and would like to also thank our guest Carlos Otterman for being with us for this episode. Now, do you have any messages for our audience and the crypto enthusiasts out there?
Thank you so much. I'm super excited for this partnership. I really love what you guys are building. I think my parting words, my last message is really, we are building the future of NFT loans. Please check out our site, check out our airdrop campaign. I would love for all of you to take advantage of this opportunity, joining the community, sharing with your friends. I am really excited about the future of financial products. I think that Web3 is changing ownership, is changing the concept, the rules of everything, how you spend your time, how you own your assets and your time. And we're here to support this community. I am really excited. I am super grateful to all of you and really the trust that CryptoPH and everyone in the market has been driving. And I can't wait for all of you to borrow against your NFTs and to be able to invest well and to invest wisely with that money.
All right. Now, you already have a lot of fans. I saw your Twitter. But of course, if they want to get connected with you for sure, you are very active on social media. Now, where can they find you? And are there any upcoming projects that you'd like to let us know about?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, right now I'm focusing all my time on this. And I think what's important is this is many projects on its own because there are so many pieces. So this is gonna be my focus for the next few years. But they can reach out. They can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Carlos Adermin. They can easily find me there, or they can directly follow at Locked. And I'm always checking, always active. I would love to answer any doubts, to help with any details. It's really an exciting time to be here. And all this popularity you were mentioning, all these things, it's really about helping the community. Nobody is more popular than anyone. It's just how much people, like, how you can help people, how much impact, and how many lives you can transform. And I think Web3 has transformed millions of lives. We're all here because of all these games and all these skills that are even today transforming lives, and we just learn from that, and we want to help everyone amplifying that.
Well, that is so beautiful what you just said. It's not about the popularity, it's about your impact to the community. Wow. Well said, well said. Now, to our viewers, you can catch our previous episode on our official United Gamers website at unitedgamers.gg, and you may also follow us on our official Facebook page at facebook.com/UnitedGamersDAO or on Twitter at UnitedGamersDAO. You can also be a part of our official Discord server and become a part of our ever-growing community. Well, thank you so much once again, Carlos, for being with us, and thank you, good people, for watching. Again, this is your host, Jay Perillo, and we'll see you on the next episode of CrypTalk.